This is Tom Duty. Middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Well, this is about Uber. I was online yesterday for something. I don't want to quote details. I was so pissed off I didn't even remember numbers precisely to be able to repeat them, but so I'm going to speak in more vague terms, but it was roughly a full day's work. My wife was closing, which for her is like 1 till 9. I got into the city before her. I was in the Wall Street area. It was like an hour and a half before I got my first delivery. And I read somewhere that the stock exchange was closed for George H.W. Bush's funeral, but that's today. It wasn't yesterday. So then I started getting some deliveries. I ended up totaling $19. 5 deliveries, $19 of what should be like a full day's work. $19 full day's work. It's embarrassingly low earnings. So today, my wife just went to the city. Among her workers, they call it clopin, so you close and then you open the next day. So she's, even though she finished late, we left the city late last night, she's now in the city early, so I'm going to have breakfast and go in, cross Manhattan, go over to Queens. I haven't been to this place for a long time. I have to make sure they're still there and they're still open. It's still the same gig, but I'm going to Uber Green Light Center in Queens, also called Uberville. Lyft is there, and talk to an Uber rep and see what he or she can tell me, because this. Anyways, Uber's fun. I'm enthusiastic about it, but it's just ridiculous. And $19 doesn't even pay my expenses for the day, and so I kind of make excuses for myself then when it's just scraps of time and I get interrupted and I'm doing DHL or I have to do something with taxes and something else. It's like, oh, okay, it's just sort of the scraps of time. I made a few dollars. It's not that big a deal. But yesterday was relatively uninterrupted. And the pay, I have no excuse. So we'll see what Uber has to say today. It's been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search from my site. This setting didn't really work. I'm in front of a house that's under construction, which is cool because I don't feel like I'm at someone's home and they're going to start being suspicious about why I'm here. And at the end of the street is Boulevard East, and on the other side of the street is a drop down to the Hudson River, which is a 150-foot vertical drop, and it is sort of straight at this point. You know, like you could fall over the fence and you could jump to your death. And then it's the Hudson River and then Midtown Manhattan. I'm looking now like 57th Street, and these people walking by are on their way to catch the 128, 166, or 168 bus through the Lincoln Tunnel and into Port Authority Bus Terminal for work in New York. Ciao.